Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Big Akar Ahmed, and welcome to today's video. I want to go ahead and take a look at a clip from our boy, the Orthodox Muslim. I really do like this individual's channel. He does really good videos, though he is a little bit aggressive. He is a gentleman who focuses heavily on the religion of Christianity and debunking and destroying the concept of Trinity and paganism, trying to pull Christians back to monotheism. He does it in a more aggressive way and manner. Some people like that, some people don't. There's the aggressive people, there is the people who need to be soft spoken to, there's people who need to be, walk through everything, there's people you gotta let do things for themselves. People are different, right? So I don't knock him for his style of teaching, his style of aggression in any way, shape, or form, but I do knock him sometimes for the way he answers specific questions. Like sometimes he knows exactly what the person is trying to get at or speak about, and rather than directly just answer the question, he just mocks them or calls them a name. Now I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this clip right here. He's talking to a Christian individual. Honestly, this individual, I listened to this whole conversation, I don't know what's wrong with his head. He is at 10% human brain capacity when it comes to speaking. Like the way he puts sentences together, the way he tries to come up with arguments and points is at a second grade level. And this is not me trying to be rude and roast the individual. He's ignorant. He's a very ignorant individual, which is why he needs extra help understanding what he's trying to attack. Because I think he's being swindled and swayed and doesn't really have the resources to understand why he believes what he believes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hear what he has to say. And I'm going to show you my issue with the way that the Orthodox Muslim might respond to some of these people sometimes. Because honestly, rather than help them come towards truth, sometimes I feel like he might really push them into their villain arc, right? Which is on them ultimately, but at the end of the day, it might come off a little bit too aggressive for many people.
Okay, how do you know that Muhammad that you guys talk about when you say your prayers that he's still alive? Because he died.
How do I know he's still alive?
Yeah, because he died. Why do you pray to a dead person?
Are you stupid, dude? Who says he's still alive?
Okay, rather than understanding, obviously, that sentence didn't fully make sense, instead of just calling him stupid right off the bat, just asking, are you stupid, dude? Are you stupid, dude? Who said he's alive? Habib, explain to him or ask him to reevaluate that question, right? Obviously, he's not asking you if the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be on him, is still alive. He's saying in your prayer you say his name and he's dead. Why do you say the Prophet Muhammad's name? Why do you send your salams to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, in your prayer if the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is dead and cannot hear you? Is his question, right? And the Orthodox Muslim knows this is his question. He deals with thousands of questions a day. These are loaded questions. These are the same questions that multiple people ask on a daily basis. He knows exactly what this guy's trying to get at. But he's going to steer a completely different way here.
Okay, so why do you pray to him? Why do you say his name in your prayers?
Who says I pray to him?
Okay, I just said, okay, that was my fault. I said, why do you say his names in your prayers?
Why do I say his name in my prayer?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? What's the problem? Does that mean
he's dead? He can't hear you.
So you see how he responded back with a question? He asked, why do you say his name in your prayers? He really doesn't understand. He's ignorant. He's being told by another person, another entity, another form of information who's willing to answer questions and give information that Muslims say the Prophet Muhammad's name when they pray. They actually directly speak to him. They say Salamu alaikum to the Prophet in their prayer directly, but the Prophet's dead. Muslims go ahead and say you guys worship Jesus and you do this and you say his name in your prayers and you can't do that. That's shirk. But Muslims directly are speaking to a dead guy in their prayer, right? He knows what he's asking. And instead of informing him and clearing up the ignorance, instead of saying, we say the Prophet Muhammad's name in our prayers because God Almighty told us to. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be on him, taught us to do so. There are different forms, right, of calling upon or seeking or sending messages to the people who have passed away through the means of angels and God Almighty, through intercession of something more powerful, right? Like the creator of the heavens and the earth, like Tawassal and other means like this, and explain it to him. But he doesn't. He just calls him stupid. He asks him, who said that I pray to Muhammad? Who said I can't say his name? Who said I can't do this? Who said I can do this? Just, bro, you could end this in 30 seconds by just explaining to him what tawassal is and some of these other vocabulary words.
What's the point of
Who
praying
said he
to
could
him?
hear me? I'm
Pray.
not praying to him for him to hear me.
Okay, but when you guys pray, you guys acknowledge him, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so why do that when he can't even hear you or do anything?
He's not supposed to hear me. The prayer is not directed to
So
him.
what's the point? Okay, what's the point of saying acknowledge him in your prayers then? What's the point?
Because God said so. That's the point.
Okay. What's your point of saying?
Like right there, Orthodox Muslim is the most Christian argument I've ever heard in my life. Explain the Trinity. God doesn't make sense. God can do whatever he wants. He's 3, he's 5, he's 27. He can do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? That's what you just did. You were just like, I don't gotta explain it to you. I don't gotta tell you why I say the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings upon his name, when I'm praying to God. It's a good question. If you are a monotheistic religion, if you are a Muslim and you pray to God and God alone and no shirk and God, the oneness of God, then why are you sending a direct salamu alaikum to the Prophet Muhammad if he's not supposed to hear you, if he's dead? And the fact that you're saying that he doesn't hear you, he does hear you. My salams every day, 5 times a day, when I get down and I say salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, right? When I send my salams to my Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, he receives my salams. I don't know about yours, but he receives mine, most definitely. So why are you not explaining this to him? Why are you not explaining that we were taught by God Almighty and the Prophet to pray in this way? We can send our salams to people who have passed away, and those salams are transported by angels, by the mercy and the allowance of God Almighty, and God Almighty alone. It's very simple. Separate it from the shirk and make him understand. Take the ignorance out of his mind. But instead, what you're doing is gaslighting him now, right? You're asking him engaging questions to make him feel stupid rather than answer the question. And I'm honestly, bro, it's not that deep. I just want to go ahead and talk about this because a lot of people have these questions and then get made look stupid online. And then it turns into this like villain arc for them, right? This guy's an idiot, first off, for contacting you. Like, if you want to go ahead and have a normal conversation without getting gaslighted and ripped apart and having everything turned around back on Christianity and tearing Christianity apart, you shouldn't call the Orthodox Muslim. You're going to call him with an Islamic question, with whatever the case may be, it's going back to Christianity and it's getting vaporized, right? That's what he does. He focuses and hyper-focuses on Christianity. He knows the Gospels in and out. He's learning. But when it comes down to like an engaging question like this, when it comes to prayer, when it comes to touching on calling directly to the Prophet, which you are, bro, you're sending your salam directly to the Prophet in the middle of your prayer. You go from praying to God to Salamu alaikum, Prophet, back to God. So he's asking this, and you should clear this up rather than do what you're doing, is gaslight him, call him stupid, and then flip the script back to Christianity for some reason.
Christianity is fake. Like it's false. Can I hear your point, please?
What's my point? Like, why do I believe Christianity is false?
Then he asks him, why do you think Christianity is false? And then they jump into Christianity. So that question was never answered. And I want to let you guys know, 25,000 people watched this video. No, it doesn't seem like a lot, 25,000 views, whoa. But even 2, 3, 4 people listening to this conversation, Muslims don't even know why they say Salamu alaikum, bro, to the Prophet in the middle of their prayer. They don't understand that. They're ignorant to that. Habibi, you should be explaining these things, right? Because you're Muslim before Christian. I know you want to explain a lot of things to Christians, and you want Christians to understand their religion because they don't understand the religion. But a lot of Muslims, 2 billion Muslims in the world, they don't understand their religion either, bro. And when you're brought up an engaging question like this, so a question that's used to attack Islam, a question that's used against the Muslim world, answer the question. Remove the ignorance from the air. And this is not a shot against you. This is not a shot against anything you do. I watch your videos all the time. I enjoy them. I love them. Like I said, people have different ways of learning. I'm an aggressive type, right? I can listen to people cuss each other out all day and I'll learn from it. I don't take offense to it. I pull the information, I throw away the garbage, and I keep the things that are credible and important. I like aggressive conversations. A lot of information comes from them. I can filter from them, and I can get a lot out of them, right? They're hype, right? And this is what the Orthodox Muslim engages in. More aggressive type conversations and learning styles. And I'm cool with that. I'm a fan of it. But I just want to go ahead and touch on this, and I want to go ahead and talk about this. Sometimes you really don't understand the negative effects of not answering just a simple question, Habibi. Wallahi, if you just answer a simple question like this, explain, like, you know, how tawassal works very simply, explain why we go from praying to God Almighty to sending our salams to the Prophet in the middle of our prayer, rather than asking questions and calling him stupid in return, you're going to help a lot more Muslims and Christians find the truth, rather than just ripping Christianity apart all day and calling people names. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and until next time, peace out, guys.